I don't know what episode this is because
this is season 2, episode 1.
And let me turn that thing over because now we can't see each other. This is how professional we've gotten. Because we've been unemployed for the past. So it's Easyjust episode 9, I think. Is it? Whatever it is.
Season 2, episode 1.
Sing clap. Another sing clap. So this is season 2, episode 1. Jesus, we just decided now that this is season 2, episode 1. Like we didn't care. We're like, our seasons are going to end on episode 8 because season 1 we ran out of budget.
Because the number 10 is just, it's already 2 digits. It's just it's not innovative.
No, not at all. But we are back. Yes, after such a long time, and I think the last time we did one of these was in February or something, just before I left home.
In my head, I thought the last one we did was in like December, so we definitely did one in the new year, ne? In January.
I think we did. Yes, we did do one. We did do one. That was when the network decided to cut our budget. Remember?
You know what they like.
Yeah, I know they cut our budget. They were like, "Yo," so we weren't sure if we're gonna be renewed for season 2. But then we went to the big office there and then we talked to the people. Remember when we had that meeting?
Yeah. We basically took a suitcase and we moved it across the desk.
Yep. And we talked to the people and we decided, okay, cool. They could spare those champion suites. And then
what are those?
Those hard sweets, man, that you have to chew for like 2 hours on end. That's what we got paid with. Oh fuck! I've just exposed my. Nigga, how do you not know champions?
I don't know these champions.
You had a soft life.
The eclairs?
You have a soft life.
Are they like?
No, they are
fruity nuts.
No, they are toffees meant to exercise your jaws. That's what they're supposed to do.
They're supposed to turn you into Rich Forest.
Basically, that's what them shits are doing. Yeah, so we got paid with those. That was part of the budget, and then now we are back for season 2, episode 1. Welcome back, homie.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Welcome back
to both of us, really.
Yeah.
Back on the spot, doing our time.
You know what I mean? Lots of things have been happening. Let me switch this thing off because.
How was your break, man? Mine was very good, very restful. Things were quite hectic for me in terms of my work, my job. And it was just a very high pressure environment.
Yeah.
And so after that, I took some leave and then, just traveled a little bit around the Eastern Cape, visited some very nice towns.
Yep. It's nice towns in the Eastern Cape. There's some nice towns in the Eastern Cape.
Okay, actually, the one I'm thinking about. No, wait.
Let's check this thing.
Richards Bay was very nice.
Shit.
And that's in the Eastern Cape. Hey, man, it's on the edge, eh? Almost Western Cape.
So Richard finally found a bay.
Yeah, basically. Isa, nice. We're getting there. And Chunk became a churn.
So what was going down in the EC, man? Let us know about that.
Yeah, no,
you did traveling. You went to towns that people don't give a shit about. Is there Airbnb out there?
Boma, Port Alfred,
okay.
Nice little towns littered all over the Eastern Cape, but also like parts of the Western Cape. Also, we went to George. George is a very nice town.
It is. I've been to George. There's a friend of mine that stays out in George.
Hey, bruh, like
beautiful,
and I'm like, where are these people getting the money? They like
my guy.
They have like wine farm ambiance.
Yo,
but I don't see any wine farms.
Yep. No, they have that. I went to like another spot. I think it was somewhere in between Neisner and George. No, it wasn't the Wilderness. It's a restaurant vibe this place that I went to, and it's like a gourmet chisanyama, basically.
Okay, but like out in the bundus.
No. It's in the middle. That's the nice thing about it. It's actually in the middle of the city, but like you go to this place, and when you enter, you kind of go to the backyard of it, right?
Okay.
And then it has like this informal sitting. Like tables all around and everything. There's a whole not bonfire, but like a fire happening there. They serve you drinks and whatever.
Okay.
And they make the meat right there, like sometimes right in front of you, like a spit braai type of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, very Afrikaans type of environment there. Yeah. Well, in that place, I forgot. It's like somewhere mid between like Georgia and Nassau, because Georgia and Nassau is not far away from each other.
Yeah, no, they're not.
You know what I mean? I went there. It was cool, but you stick out like a sore thumb at that side. Especially when you're black, which is funny. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like,
yeah, it's true. I mean, I definitely felt that in George. In George, there were some colored people, but there were no blacks.
At all. The only, like, when you go to places like George, especially when you go to like establishments, entertainment establishments, or restaurants or whatever, you find for the black people that you will find are usually the help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like a lot of places here in Cape Town.
Yeah. But at least in Cape Town, here in the city, you still get a speckle over somewhere. But Gangara, you just like, yo.
Like, they're not even walking around. Only the car guards are black. like for real.
Only what?
The car guards. They're representing the... they're like... and we matter.
But it's a nice
areas,
place.
Very nice. And I mean, like, there's a place called the Otiniqua Pass, and it's like there's basically just a couple of mountains and some valleys. Hey, Mara, it's beautiful. Very beautiful. And I went bungee jumping.
You did what?
Yeah, man.
But you're safe, Muswen. The cord won't snap, so you can never be afraid. But this cord is gonna snap.
Is that why you'd rather just go?
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I'm not trying to test. I'm not trying to test fate. Like, I just in my head.
Is that after I jumped, then they've got this rope that they tie around both of your ankles. It's actually more like a cushion, more like a pillow kind of thing that they wrap it around both your legs, and then they wrap a rope around that. And as I was hanging there, upside down, it felt like my foot was slipping out of this.
Did you piss yourself?
Of this. No, I didn't. But I was very scared. I was like, "Ish, this guy must come fetch because he must come fetch you immediately after you've just stabilized."
Oh, okay. This is like after you stop dangling and shit.
Yeah, this is me hanging upside down and I'm
so you feel like your foot
slipping. When you go up, they tell you, no, your foot is not slipping. That thing is just gripping tighter and tighter. And that's why because what it really felt like my shoe was coming off my foot.
Oh,
that's
shit.
What it felt like. But he was like, no, that's just the thing.
I would piss myself. Imagine now you're hanging upside down, like you get scared and you piss yourself. But now you're upside down, so now the piss comes this way.
Yeah, bro. So you'll smell it. You'll smell it very soon. You'll drown, actually.
Jesus. No, man, it sounds like you had a good time, man. I was still out here being Cape Town ghetto fabulous. Out here.
But you must try it, bungee jumping.
I will. I need to get over my fear of that because I actually want to do it.
Are you scared of heights?
No, I'm scared of falling.
Yeah.
To my death.
Look, I was like,
I'm scared of falling to my death.
The whole time I was like, I'm ready to do this because I'm not scared of heights. But when you get to the edge, bro, and they tell you get your toes over because you got to get your toes just over. And the problem is I looked down and I shouldn't have looked down. I should have just...
Yeah.
As soon as I looked down, I was like, hey, I won't be able to do this. And then I just closed my eyes and they pushed me.
Yeah, shit.
Yo, bro. And then I opened my eyes. By the time I opened my eyes, it was like maybe 2 seconds before.
Yeah. I would have loved
that time you're like, not worth it. This is not worth it.
Not
worth it. This was not worth it.
Where did you guys do it? Where was it?
There's a place called Tsitsikamma, just like on the border of the Eastern Cape and the Western Cape. There's a nice big bridge.
Oh, okay. I've heard of the Tsitsikamma. Apparently, it's like one of the biggest in the world, or the most.
Yeah. Apparently, you jump 216 meters.
Yo,
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, like when you're going down, bro. Like if that's what flying feels like.
Yeah, but I am not going to tempt fate. No, do I? Like I didn't have FOMO. I didn't have FOMO.
Yes, the pioneer. When you talk to the employees, pioneer, you ask them, have you done it? How many times have you done it? They all like, yeah, we've done it a couple times. It's addictive. Like, nigga.
It's jumping off a motherfucking bridge is addictive. Fuck you. Okay, no, it's not.
If I call you and
happening.
I'm gonna call you back now. I'm just jumping off a bridge.
And now imagine, like now I'm gonna do like 3 jumps and then
bro.
what if that fucking thing slips? I get a bit. I am not entering.
Those guys are really tempting fate. The guys that think it's addictive.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. I'll snort a mountain of cocaine before.
Would you
Skydive?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know, man. Like, you know what? I don't really have aspirations to do all these extreme sport things. You know what I mean? One thing I know I would do is I would probably like...
If it was free, let me say that. If it was free...
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, basically.
That's clearly...
Yeah. No, yeah. If it was free, I know definitely I would skydive. You know what? One thing...
You don't pay for anything.
Yeah, no. If I'm not paying, let's go, Baba. Let's go.
Going to strap the thing. You
let's
don't
go.
Anything.
If I'm not paying, let's go. You know, one thing I would do, though, I would do, like, the hikes. You know what I mean? Like the long trail hikes, if you have to hike through, I don't know, man, forests and campings, you know, that kind of stuff. You
just a normal hike.
Yeah, but there's these hikes where you hike and then it's basically a normal hike. 'Cause you sleep.
Why are
you
we
sleep.
equating a normal
No, man,
hike and
but
skydiving?
there's these that
an
but
extreme sport
it's
to
an
you,
extreme
just
sport. You
hiking,
hike
just
and
normal
then
hike.
you camp somewhere and then you walk for like days and then you go up mountains and then you basically dodge like, okay, we don't have mountain lions here, but a goat or whatever the fuck. You know, I'll do that. Professional homelessness, as they call it. I'll do that. I'll go on like long trails in like different countries or whatever and just go for fucking hikes. That's what I'll do. I don't know.
That's okay. I mean,
The one thing that I do want to do though, I want to do that. But again, that ain't is it abseiling? That one that they do off of Signal Hill where there's somebody helping you. You know, it's not abseiling.
Oh no, that's not abseiling. I think it's paragliding.
Paragliding. That one. Which one is abseiling? Gun?
Abseiling, isn't it that when you shag the wall, you go back and you're like, and go down, and the water's like lower, and you're like, and you're like,
That's probably it.
That
sounds like the one. Yeah, because you could do that. But yeah,
and
man.
then that's paragliding, and then there's parasailing, which is when I think you're on the back of a boat and you.
Oh, okay.
All that stuff.
Which is
like they hold you like this and you're at the back of a boat. No, you like the thing.
That just sounds like sailing.
Well, you're not sailing. You're actually flying. It's just like paragliding, except you don't jump off a cliff and glide yourself. A boat pulls you to get the wind under the thing.
Oh, okay.
And then you kind of go up like this, and then when it slows down,
you go down again. Oh, okay, I see that one. That one that white people always fall off.
People with money, that one. People with money, not just I'm gonna go to Titikama. You must have a boat and access to a lake.
My guy.
You must have money.
My guy, no, that's and talking about that, like on the routes to like when you go to your Kalk Bays and fish hooks and that side, man, you couldn't believe how many boats, like people just have boats out in Cape Town. People have boats, like they were driving back from holidays and whatnot with just boats. I was like, yeah, people got money up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, because the boat is expensive, bro.
Dude, and
the maintenance is expensive.
Yeah, I think I saw in the time that I was driving around that side, I think I saw a good maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 being the most. Justin J on one day. But man. Oh fuck, you said that's the thing. You know, Mos, we are very professional, so sometimes shit like this comes up.
But we are really back, Mos.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're like really back.
Nothing has really changed.
Yeah.
We're basically back. Yeah, let's still carry on. Let's still keep it going.
Yeah.
Nothing has basically changed.
It's basically like the NEC meeting.
Yeah.
You know, like the NEC meeting where they were deciding the step aside rule. Yeah, after that. Is it step aside or is it side step?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't. Talking about NEC meetings and government stuff, I don't know did you see that video of
Hey, my daughter, Obakeng. Hey.
It was the senior of the Traditional Leaders Association.
I don't know what that dude was.
Yeah, it was traditional because they kept calling him Nkosi. So he's
that might have been his name though.
No. There was like a term of, but not in Dmx King, royalty status, whatever. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the 50-year-old titty had that. 50-year-old titty.
I like kind of came out that who's the minister that was in the meeting that saw him, Faith Mutambi was like, Nkosi, yo. You know, like it felt like your mother scolding you because we can see everything. Tell your person.
You know what was crazy though was that minister is like, yo, this isn't the first time. This guy,
I love that.
He's wild.
So this man is always having tits and ass just like out there for motivation in J in the mornings.
Like, yo, got a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, so let's real quick. Zoom here real quick.
Yeah. Clearly, I mean, so that must have been his wife or something, right?
Nah, I don't think so. It didn't look like. Maybe I don't know. It could be. It could be. It was like he was like, I'm so embarrassed. Yo, and Faith is like, this is what I'm wondering. I'm like, what kind of company do these people keep? Because if you watch the long version of that video, Faith is on some.
You must hook me up, eh? I think I've got the short one.
Word, yeah. There's a longer version. So there's a part where she goes, this is not the like after she says like this is not the first time we see this, and also when we are in these meetings with our professional people, these are the things that we are succumb to every day. She's like, so,
She's suffering.
yeah, she's like every time we have to see these kinds of things. Like I'm just like, what's happening with these people, man? What's happening?
Right, that tells you good to uchilexi lukwa malume. You know, it's like he's
Exactly.
at home.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, he's at home because he's working from home, but he's like at
He's,
work. He's like
he's
chilling at
working.
work, yeah.
He is working from home.
Yeah, he's working from home, yeah.
And
My
that whole
goodness.
thing was on national television, bro.
Hey, bro. What
boy.
show was it? Was that like on the news or something?
No. Yeah, it was on the news. It was I could be wrong, but I think it was like parliamentary services type shit or whatever. But it was a national broadcast. It was a national broadcast. I don't know if it was on any of the like channels.
They
Yeah,
should
but
make
it
an
was...
NFT of that thing and keep an original of that video.
Yeah, talking about that.
It's like a memory.
A lot of things also, man, while we're back here and getting into the swing of things again. This past week, obviously...
So much has happened.
Obviously, when you get to see this podcast, you would know these news by now, but it's still newsworthy to talk about it. And we were debating it yesterday if it's something we should cry over or not. But Dmx passed away, man. Dmx passed away. I think it's definitely worth crying over. We are in mourning because he's one of the, he's one of the greats, you know? One of the greats. He... Between the years of 98, I think, to about the early 2000s, that's when he gave us like his best work, and we still revere that work till today, man. Darkman X, Earl Simmons, the original dog. You know what I'm saying? That guy.
You know, it was like so amazing because his competitors were like I'd even put LL Cool J as like part of his competitors in terms of his peers. And Jay-Z, but like behemoth guys, and he like carved this like special lane that nobody can even imitate.
Nobody, man. It's like there can never be another DMX ever. He's one of those artists who came out and was very unique. In the way he sounded, in the way he rapped, in his demeanor, and he popularized the whole dog thing. I mean, Snoop was there before, but Snoop was going on some bow wow wow yippee. No dog goes bow wow wow. I've never been in the hood or anywhere else for that matter and hear a dog go bow. Bow wow. Bow wow wow. No. You know what I mean? So Earl Simmons Dmx came through with that whole dog vibe. And man, killed it. Very distinct. I think I put him in the same category as like your Busta Rhymes, your Old Dirty Bastard, your people that are just unique within their style, man. Yeah.
MOP.
That are just MOP, you know what I mean? That are very, very unique. Like they can never be another. It's like
But also aggressive. I could also put with all of the people that you've described so far.
Yes, sir. No, he was one of my favorite, man. In fact, X like is one of the like early albums that I owned that I went to buy with my own money back in the day when I was like buying CDs
and I mean I
and
agree.
shit.
Just to touch on that, I think X was very much one of the big crossover hip hop artists after someone like Snoop, you know, and someone like Eminem was also a big crossover, but DMX also made it like DMX who made like he was like Mandoza of America, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and his music was definitely like Nkalagata, every single song of his.
Yeah,
because he made like have you seen that video of him performing for like a sea of people?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like,
it was some festival somewhere in the world. I forgot where it was.
My man, I'm talking like a state, not even a stadium.
That was a stadium on steroids. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was a lot. In fact, like DMX was so prevalent in my life back then. I was in high school, obviously, when DMX came out. My man, we used to rock bandanas like remember like Rough Riders had that whole bandana vibe.
Yeah,
with the whole with the triangle like coming on the side and shit.
I also remember that Rough Riders had a bike. Won't you get a motorbike?
Also, they have condoms.
I'm gonna get a bandana. Get a motorbike.
Yeah, no. The only things we could afford was a fucking bandana, Baba. You have you did nothing else. I probably still have a picture like that somewhere in the archives back home.
Rough Riders South Africa.
And we did the whole thing, you know. Trying to be hard and
no
shit.
motorbikes, just leather jackets.
No, Baba, not even leather jackets, just like Islam.
Rough Riders.
No, we used to rock that stuff, man. Played Rough Riders Anthem. Obviously, that was the one song that launched his career. A lot of people actually heard him on Onyx when I dig into the history of him. People mostly heard him on Onyx, the Shut 'Em Down song.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where he has a very nice verse there where he just comes out and does his, dog thing and whatever. And then from there, people are just fucking curious about who this dude who's growling and doing all these things. You know what I mean?
The king of ad-libs.
Yes, sir.
Original king of
Yes,
ad-libs.
sir. And he made the phrase, "What?"
Yeah.
Just popular. Just him going, "What? Come on!" You know what I mean? That was his thing, man. And since then, like, there's never been. Dmx could be saying some heartfelt things, Hey, Gwen. I think I want a coffee. What? I'm gonna get this beer. Come on.
Yeah.
I think I have cancer. What? You know what I mean? That kind of like
it was weird. It's like he's actually, to us, when we see the music, when you perceive the art, we feel like this dude is performing. And he's actually just being himself.
He's just man. And he spoke the way he rapped. I don't know if you.
That's why I feel like when he was battling and you heard his freestyles, they sounded so dope because he was talking but sounding like he was rapping. So it was like a talking kind of rapping.
Yep. Yep. And he did it well, man. Very unique.
And he also had some hard shit to say too.
There's a lot. And
he
was very conceptual also about his stuff, man. Like there's another song of his I loved a lot called Damien.
I know. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Where he's talking to the devil.
The way he's talking to the devil. There's so many things, and if you really go back, if you had forgotten about DMX's music, and obviously we do that as human beings when somebody passes away, we reminisce,
Yeah.
So if you go back and just listen to his stuff again, like man, the guy had a lot to say about a lot. You know what I mean? He had a lot to say about love. He had a lot to say about relationships. He had a lot to say about living in the hood, his upbringing, just his general perception on things. There was a lot that Dmx spoke about, although most of what was looked at was the hits. But we were talking about this also, that he had a lot of radio hits, but one other thing that we didn't really appreciate, maybe up until now again, is actually how many street hits this guy had.
But define a street hit.
I would say a song that's not popular on...
Because when you're in South Africa.
Yeah.
So
but
to you.
Well, I guess, but this, you know what you find most of the time, because South Africa piggybacks off of what's happening in America most of the time when it comes to what's a radio hit. So what's usually a radio hit in SA is usually a radio hit everywhere else, like in America as well. So what I mean by a street anthem or a street hit is a song that won't necessarily be on the radio, won't necessarily have a video that's being pushed out there or whatever. But if you go into the clubs, or if you go into hip-hop cyphers, or if you just, hip-hop clubs, or just around people that love hip-hop or wherever, it's actually a massive hit.
Okay,
you know what I mean? It just doesn't have the popularity and the money and the glitz behind it as a radio hit would.
Okay, but popular songs from the album, but not singles from the album.
Yes. So, for example...
So that's a street hit.
Yes. So, Rough Riders Anthem, radio hit. But Where My Dog's At, street hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Slippin', radio hit. But I'm Ready to Meet Him, street hit. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. And he had a lot of those, like... songs that he did with Redman, a lot of street hits, lots of radio hits as well. Don't get me wrong, but also a lot of street hits, which if it's easy to forget about them, but then when you go back, you actually realize that his discography was full of those, and they made a significant difference in his longevity. At least that's what I think.
Yeah. And what do you think of the tapered part of his career? Let's say after Grand Champ. I think Grand Champ was one with "We Right Here." Get it on the floor. Get it.
No, I think that was, I could be wrong, but I think that was on the Great Depression.
Great Depression, yes. And then it was Grand Champ.
I never listened to Grand Champ, not once.
But that was after Great Depression, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Grand Champ came after.
So what was the hit song on Grand Champ? Was it Get It on the Floor?
I don't know, because I never... If I like anything after the Great Depression,
did not listen to him
after Great Depression. That's where I stopped with DMX. Okay. And then I'd hear whatever that was, like, go get it on the floor, but I could never tell you where it came from.
Because my question was going to be, what do you think of his career after it tapered, like after those albums? But it seems you didn't really listen to that music. I never listened either.
I never listened to anything after even the Great Depression. I think I gave it mediocre listen, to be honest, because I was still attached to everything
DMX
else.
Is great and amazing, and he's one of the most influential and unique people to do it. But Goom, there's 2 albums that I actually listened to him. Goom, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. No, and then there was X.
Yeah.
Nothing else
I listened to
before and
3.
after that.
Those 2, and then Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. That came immediately after It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Yes, also Flesh of My Flesh and Blood of My Blood.
Yeah. But those are his essential albums. Everything after that, even the Great Depression wasn't that much of a success. Those are his essential albums. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I don't know. Rest in peace to DMX. Rest in peace to him. I think he was very, very influential.
Can I give you some trivia on DMX? So, Bati, Jay-Z, and Beyonce are gonna buy his masters for 10 million.
I heard that.
From Def Jam, and then they're gonna give the 10 million to his 17 children for free.
That's good. That is really good.
That's gangster, eh?
That is gangster.
That's really
man.
gangster.
That's really dope.
It's really
because you know the man was troubled. We all know that X had a problem with addiction and everything. I actually thought he kicked the habits, but it looks like he obviously hadn't.
And he doesn't strike me as the kind of person that probably had like proper life insurance and
yeah,
things of that
that's
nature put to the side.
That's what I'm thinking about. Maybe his finances on the flip side were very, very messed up, and then Jay and them are trying to at least, protect that legacy and make sure his kids don't go hungry or anything like that. You know what I mean? So
it's really dope of them.
But it is. That's an industry, and that's where the humanity of people comes into play.
Isn't it insane though that Jay-Z and DMX were on the same level in terms of success, and then the other person went straight down, and the other person went straight up.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z can literally buy this guy's masters after this guy has died, but they were on the same level.
Yeah. In fact, there was a time when DMX was actually more popular than Jay-Z at a time. I'm pretty. But I mean, it all comes down to man, the same things: investment, conduct, who your team is, things that happen to your own problems. There's so many disparities, like things that can happen that can make your career go either way. And X had his problems with the law. He was in jail for some time for whatever he was in jail for. There was a lot that was happening around his life that could have easily affected his trajectory, maybe even his music making progress and all of those process. And all of that stuff.
Such a promising career, man, because not only was he like doing amazing music, at the same time he was also doing amazing movies because he has such raw feeling to him. Like immediately, just his presence. It wasn't always great aura. Sometimes it was probably shit aura. Probably most of the time it's probably shit aura actually. But sometimes there were glimpses of just magical aura. You could see that in the movies. You could see that in the music.
Yeah, but the one thing that I've noticed also about him on that like little footages that I would see of him with people and like before shows and everything, he was actually a very warm-hearted person. You know what I mean? Very, very street, very thug, obviously, but still, he'd be that guy that would, huddle his team around and have a prayer. I mean, one of the famous things that we knew him for was the prayers. Every single DMX album had to start with a prayer, or there's a prayer somewhere in the middle there, something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think all his albums had that, and he kept that going. He was the guy to bring people around, and he didn't take himself too seriously. You know what I mean?
I actually thought he would follow in Mace's footsteps.
Mace?
Yeah, because Mace became a pastor.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But
I
nah.
I also want to become a pastor.
So you see, Pastor DMX, hey, follow the law.
Yeah, bro,
every single day.
Long gone.
I used what? Praise Jesus, what? Praise Jesus, God, what? Praise Jesus, church, what?
And he definitely has that, man. Like when he prays, it is like, because it didn't sound weird. Today, when you listen to his album and you hear the prayer, you're like, yeah, okay, good DMX.
Yeah.
But if like Tiger just started praying on his album, it would sound totally weird.
It would sound whack as fuck.
But when he was doing it and it was novel, it sounded amazing.
Yeah, man. And that's one thing that also gave him like a leg up, you know what I mean? It made him incredibly unique. And it became like a signature thing on top of the whole dog barking, ad-lib situations that he became famous for. So, yeah, man. It saddened me a bit, to be quite honest, when I found out that X died. So, rest in peace to the DMX, the dog.
Yeah.
I will always remember that, man. I will always remember that. And then on the flip, on the same motherfucking day, this was so funny. On the same day, Prince Phillip dies.
Who's that?
You see. You see. The guy that's been dead for the past...
Sounds like a rapper, Prince Phillip.
No, the guy that's been dead, this guy has probably been dead for the last 50 years.
Yeah, I saw his picture. I saw a picture of him and I was like, hey, this guy, like, this is... he seems like he's in pain.
Man,
he literally looks like he's in a permanent state of pain.
He looked like the Walking Dead. Like, you know, Prince Phillip was so old he could fit into one of the zombies of the Walking Dead without even having to put on makeup. Like that motherfucker looked
be an extra. Just put him in a car. In the
just like
side.
just show up. Like,
just act natural.
Just be you. Just be you. Phillip.
How old was he when he died? You know,
99 or some shit like that.
Yo!
Yeah, man. But he looked like he was. Look, man. I've seen 99-year-olds that look better than motherfucking Prince Phillip.
Yeah.
He looked like he was 155, posing as a 99-year-old.
So the queen is younger.
Yes, the queen is younger. I think the queen, I could be lying, but I think the queen is like in her 80s or something.
Okay, she's not as old as I thought.
The queen is like in her 80s.
Young.
Yeah. one of the matriarchs in my family who died at 101, and she looked better than motherfucking Prince Phillip.
So she was still fresh at 101.
Yes, walking and everything.
Yes.
But also, people did not give a fuck.
You mean
about Prince Phillip died? Like it was so weird that they died. Like he died at the same time that X died. And then the whole world was like, okay, sharp, Prince Phillip, you been dead. And then they looked at
no, Dmx!
They're like, oh no, Dmx. Phillip died. Oh, he died. You know what I'm thinking? Phillip like pulled an MF Doom, but yet he pulled it while he was still alive.
Yeah. So MF Doom basically died, but didn't tell anyone that he died until 3 months after he died.
Yeah. And Prince Phillip died while he was alive and only told people he was dead when he died.
Being dead. This guy's a fucking vampire. But Meghan Markle, and like, Meghan Markle is so beautiful. What you talking about? Compared to you, Mr. Prince Phillip.
Dude, I only found out that Meghan Markle is
not Meghan Markle. Is it Meghan Markle?
Yeah, what?
It's not Meghan.
What are you talking about? Get a bit wait, eh? Where are we now? What's going on?
Wait. I think Meghan Markle is the ex-prime minister of Germany.
No.
Wait, who's that? Who's the girl? Who's the girlfriend of he's the wife.
She's Meghan Markle. That's the one of Prince Harry. Yeah.
Okay.
The one that used to be on Suits now is in the Crown.
Okay. What is it? Angela Merkel of Germany.
Angela Merkel, yes, that's the one. That's the one that German, yeah.
Okay, that image is out of my head. Hey, I was like, hey. Alright. Back to regular schedule program.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I almost said Angela Merkel myself now. Meghan Markle, I'm not gonna lie. I only found out that she's half black when she got married.
Yeah, she looks pretty white, right?
She does.
Yeah, they've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that's like, man, come on.
If it wasn't for Suits, for me, I wouldn't know that she was black actually.
No, dude, and Suits, I looked at her as a white girl. I was like, okay, this is a white girl.
But most in the script, I think her dad is black.
I didn't watch that episode.
Yeah. It was a running theme. He didn't change from being black.
I know. Every episode that I watched, just Suits, they didn't mention anything about her dad, which is the same thing that is happening now.
In Suits, her dad is black, basically.
Word, I'd never seen her dad.
I think so.
I'd never, but I know in real life her mother is black.
Yeah, she doesn't look black at all.
So I was just like, but what are you?
But you never know with babies, eh? They say it always skips a generation.
And then the
black is baby. Paloteli, Paloteli. Oh, Pumu Pogba, baby. Hey, making Prince Phillip go crazy.
I'm sure if Pogba, even Prince Phillip will be like, and then what happened? So sorry, Megan. Sorry, Megan.
Phillip changed at that time.
Can you imagine
Imagine that family.
I'm that's naked baby Pogba coming out with Phillip's hair, with the red hair. Is that racist? I don't know, but it's funny.
No, it could happen, yeah?
Yeah, no. This is what happens. I don't know how many minutes we still got here. We've been running for 8. I think so. We can just carry on. That's so anyway, man. You're about to tell me about this new thing that's been happening all across the world in the digital or in the digital currencies. Or what do they call it? Cryptocurrency space, right?
Yeah.
Called
It's more the blockchain space, though.
Hey man, there's so many of the I don't know. There's so many of these things. I still don't understand the difference of blockchain.
No one does really.
There's a lot of these things, but in the cryptocurrency space, which exists on the blockchain, whatever the fuck the blockchain is this new thing called NFTs. Didn't Sanga the NFTs? Just explain this thing to me, and will it make me rich? Because me, I want money, basically.
I don't know if it'll make you rich, man. Probably not. If you, if it can go Bitcoin, guy, NFT, didn't talk more.
Hey, you never know.
I don't know if it'll make you rich.
You never know. No, now I just oozle information out of you. Next thing you know, I am this guy that is blockchaining, Baba, and living the life out of cryptos and whatever.
Yeah, hopefully, bro. I'd be happy actually if you made millions, because then at least I'd know a million. I'd be happy. Basically, I think what it was is that so Ethereum is a type of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's based on this thing called blockchain technology.
Yeah.
Which means that the transaction is recorded basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a code that you can probably open up on your computer. You probably have a password to it.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep it. And so that thing basically is the ledger of everybody where that thing has changed hands, basically.
Yeah.
And so what an NFT is basically a digital footprint of, say, a picture or a song or whatever that digital thing is.
The original one.
Yeah, the original one.
Uh-huh.
And now you have the receipt for everybody that's basically received it over whatever time it's been, available for. The unique thing about it is that you get to own this thing. You have the paperwork that says, I'm the actual owner. You have proof to say that I'm the owner. So then people can't then take a copy. Well, they probably can take a copy of it and make money, but you are the original owner. So you are the person that's supposed to get the money from whatever.
From whatever is okay.
Yeah, so anybody that wants to use it officially, you can at least have the paper trail to it. And it's about ownership, I think, for the most part. So that's why they talk a lot about collectors and collectibles, because that's the whole thing about it, and that's why it's caught on with things like baseball cards and Tazos. That's complete Tazos.
Tazos. Oh yeah. So this is like the new digital Tamagotchi. Basically.
Yeah, basically, exactly. That's exactly the example they had.
Digital Tamagotchi. Okay, great.
So basically, it's about owning the original one, but it's for. I guess it's going to catch on with people that like that kind of thing, but it's not like cryptocurrencies. I don't think it's like that, because I think cryptocurrencies are a bigger. Well, it depends if you're a believer, but it's a bigger idea about how we will use money and how we will value things going forward. This is just a nifty technology.
Yeah, I mean the thing around Bitcoin too. Now I kind of get a little bit. I mean, I used to have some Bitcoins at some point, and I made a little bit of money off of that. But like that was a while ago, So I kind of understand it to like a degree, and I'm not gonna go into the fundamentals of it, because the next thing I'm gonna start speaking about it, and then I'm gonna sound like I actually don't understand it. You know what I mean? But I do understand what it's essentially supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing about it is that it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens in the future now, because central banks are obviously aware of this. They're aware of this digital currency that's happening. And what they're trying to do is that they're making their own digital coins to counter that. And at least their digital coins are actually backed by the actual currency. So it'll be actually backed by our fiat currencies, your rands, your dollars, your euros, or whatever. And that's how they're countering this revolution of people saying, okay, there's this digital currency in this virtual world that we are using. So they're making these digital coins to counter that. But we'll see.
Which I think, if you ask me, I think they've made them a long time ago anyway.
Who now? The central banks?
Yeah, they just calling them rands. And you know why I think that? Because a lot of people don't use cash these days. I mean, we really don't necessarily transact with cash.
They're employing this blockchain technology.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, I think this idea, this is gonna sound like complete bullshit, but I think we've been trading with We've been trading digitally with our own money, which for a long time now. Why? Because we don't necessarily touch our money these days. Everything is happening online. You earn a certain amount of money, but you don't necessarily see it. You know what I mean? So the use of cash has been on the decline anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that now that this digital currency, which is actually, it's essentially still our rands and cents that still have the same value. But now we just transact with that same thing just online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On the internet space. So now I think what they're going to do is just create, essentially, they, like you said, their own thing.
Yeah.
And then, you should just start transacting that way. But it's essentially nothing is really going to change. Because if the central banks start doing it, it's going to be regulated. It's going to have the same regulations around it as rands and cents, I think, as normal currency.
Well, I mean, the big thing that changes it is that if you have these automatic contracts that happen because of this blockchain technology, where you don't have to have a third person verify that whether the transaction happened or not, or to have to even facilitate the transaction, it means that there's no requirement for a middleman.
Yeah.
So the people that you're talking about, like the central banks and the banks, they actually have no power over how we actually use cryptocurrency.
Exactly, which is why they're trying to come into the space. Yeah. But
so
I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work for them because now, like I said, it's gonna have the same. It's gonna have government regulations and things because banks cannot just operate on their own like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, I mean, for example,
you mean without the support of the public?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now what's going to happen, like with Bitcoin, for example, you can use that all across the world, buy anything from anywhere, transact anywhere without having the interference of the monetary system that we have now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if the banks develop their own currencies, even if they employ these guys, the blockchain technology guys, there's going to be regulation that comes out of that because it comes out of an already regulated system, which is the bank.
Yeah, but they're very slow with the regulation. You know, like that, remember that story that we read one time of I think the organization is called NMI, and this guy he ran an exchange online that you can just download right now off Google Play and think that you're earning money because he has some great proposal that he's going to earn it compounding, yada 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 yada, futsek, hamba, lots of money though. And then this guy but he had the password because he's the fucking CEO.
Yeah.
Ran away with the money.
Oh shit! Yeah, I heard that scandal. Yeah,
so
I heard
they're
that.
very slow with the regulation, and we'll see how much they can actually regulate. Because the other thing about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is that there's a lot of transactions happening in the black market, and so you can't really because the third party they're not facilitating it.
They're not facilitating anything, and they're not even in charge or even aware of the creation of it because it happens at random, and it's kind of the people that are regulating it are the original creators of this.
Yeah, basically,
you know what I mean?
The community.
The community of this thing. They are the ones that regulates what happens where. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with this cryptocurrency space.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I think a lot of it though is driven by speculation, and it's like so evident in terms of the NFTs, where. But I guess art was always speculation in the first place, right? But it's interesting because people say that the price of cryptocurrencies is usually based on people's opinion of these things rather than actual value added. And usually in the stock market, it's because somebody's actually gotten an egg and boiled it and eaten it and bought it from a farmer, and not are we talking about I bet that he's gonna get 2 eggs. No, I bet he's gonna get 3 eggs. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what makes the legs a little bit shaky for
the whole thing very volatile.
Yeah, so
most
it's
of
all
the time
about
it's a volatile
speculation.
market.
NFTs are absolutely about speculation because it's about how much you think this digital footprint is worth.
And after that you put a price on it, I think, if you want to sell it, right?
But the nice thing about it though is that it actually does work, even if it is people's opinion, because the transaction history is there the whole time. So you can say what the value is because you've bought it for this much, and it'll say that you've bought it for that much. You know, so there's no room for lying. But the gag is that if you're somebody that sells it for a high price and you just give it to somebody else, it's worth what you paid for it, I guess, but that's only if everybody agrees
that's worth it.
Everybody's like, actually, it's not.
So it will depend on what it is that you had bought, I guess, or you bought the NFT for. What does it stand for again?
Non-fungible token.
Non-fundable. Yeah.
Fungible. Yeah.
Oh.
And the fungible item is one that you can exchange for another of like similar value.
Oh, I thought it's like an item that has like fungus on it. Fungible.
Yeah, I think that's also a meaning for it. I don't think you can get fungus in it. Maybe you can get digital fungus.
Probably, man. But yeah.
And speaking of digital fungus, you know, we were talking earlier about Fortnite and how Travis Scott performed as like an avatar on Fortnite, and everybody that's on Fortnite are basically avatars of themselves. So it's like this virtual world where we're all there together. And the nice thing about it is also that it really is a virtual world because you don't dictate what it is. You are there, Jay, as a avatar or a person in that world.
And then,
so you're accepting the environment as is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you're just there. So it's like you're going to a concert, but you are in your place, but now you're existing with this avatar, and your avatar is going to this concert.
Basically.
But yeah, and then so it's like it's a parallel world basically.
The Sims, but like life.
Yeah, but you are there and you are controlling your avatar, but you can't affect the world around you, I guess.
Yeah. So there's these twins that were, and these were like these huge like technology buffs, billionaires, and they were talking about how they see a future where that'll be like a real world. But I wonder what they meant with that, because they didn't really elaborate if they mean like you'd be employed in that world and actually having that life, or they just meant you'd be able to just have things, you know, in that world. So you could go to that world and access it and chill as your avatar, have sex.
As your avatar.
You know, go to the bar and then come back and then switch it off. Or would you actually have to have a life where you're actually born into a family and you're employed? And I don't know.
That's something. Would you do something like that? That's like an existential
thing. But it's social media that makes them think that it will lead to that, because people are moving away from the real world and moving into a
more virtual world,
and actually getting things in this virtual world. There's a whole market.
So you could live an entire life online. That is an actual life. So there'll be algorithms, there'll be codes, there'll be everything that, depending on the decisions that you make in that world, would guide your life in a certain way. So you could be, you know, if you make bad decisions here or whatever, then you don't get a job as an avatar. You're a homeless avatar.
Like, it's gonna be interesting. Maybe exactly.
You know what I mean?
Maybe they can make it a game.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
Game of life.
You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm thinking now. But like now you don't live in the real. So you basically like that episode, South Park.
Which one?
The one that won an Emmy, where they were playing World of Warcraft. And you don't remember that?
I mean, I think I remember the episode, but I don't remember what actually happened.
They played World of Warcraft for days and days and days on end. So like there was the part where Cartman's mom literally came out to him and he would shit in a bowl because he can't leave his avatar. He can't leave the game. It comes, that's a good boy. So I'm thinking like that. I get, oh shit, we have a fucking full card. Man, we basically rapped a lot. So we're gonna hold this one here in this audio part. I don't know when this thing cut out, and we're gonna come back and finish this topic about being the Sims in GameStop. What the fuck am I saying?
Hey, you just took it to another place, Jay.
I don't even know what I'm saying, but yeah, man. Yeah, the Easyjust Podcast with Kwanda Doda and myself, Obakeng Moroe. We're back after this, whatever this is. Whoop! There it is. We are back for a continuation of what we were talking about, which I forgot now.
Oh, we were talking about virtual worlds.
Yes.
Avatars.
Yes.
You know, and Fortnite, and like Travis Scott having a concert, virtually, where people attended all over the world, but they didn't
really attend.
Leave their rooms. Yeah, so they attended from their computer screens.
Yeah.
And we were saying, what if they develop that world, because they're the two twins, right? Cockfoster. I forget each of their names. But the two Cockfosters are
what if they foster more cocks?
They're basically saying they're imagining a world where you have this digital kingdom basically that you go to. And in this digital kingdom, you could probably go to a concert like, the kind of thing that they had with Travis Scott in Fortnite. But you would also have a life. Maybe you could be born
in
there
the digital world.
digital world, and then you could live a life, and it could be informed by things you know as a person, you know.
So what happens now? So imagine, like we were saying earlier on, like now you get to live like basically this parallel world where
Your dream world.
Your dream world. That's it. So now what happens if you, like, for example, meet somebody, because now you are in this game, right?
Yeah.
And you are living this game, and this is your. What happens now if you meet someone, and then who's in this world, and you guys have virtual sex and have a virtual baby?
That's
which
very.
I'm guessing
you get like a baby token.
you get a.
That's how 1 hour somebody just put in a 50 cent.
Yeah,
and then somebody else joins.
What
the
happens?
baby.
What happens in that instance now, where you get a. You get a baby. Also, what happens in load shedding? What?
Yeah, there must be load shedding there.
So now your life is on pause for 4 hours because there's load shedding.
Oh my God.
But now what happens, man? Now you have this virtual baby who's essentially a real virtual baby. You can't now walk out because now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Also, you shouldn't work out on your
how
virtual
far
babies.
It will go, but it'd be very nice if you could in that world have like talents that you probably you can buy talents. I think in a world like that, because I think in Fortnite you can buy all of these different things. You can buy. I think you can. I'm not sure. I think it's like World of Warcraft where you can buy things. You can add them to
weapons
yourself.
and all these kind of things.
So maybe in that world you can
stuff.
buy attributes, and you can be an athlete if you want to. You can be prettier, and you can be a model.
Yo.
So you can have that whole life there, and then.
But you should be able to do things that earn you the money or the money, I guess, or the currency to be able to buy these certain things. So in there will probably be still some classism of some sort.
Ooh, and you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna take money from this world, so you have to pay for the virtual money.
Yes.
And then take the virtual money
and
make
buy
more virtual
money
in your
virtual
life,
world.
and then convert that back into this life money.
Yay!
So you can actually go spend
this money.
Yeah.
Jesus. So
Hustle is a hustle.
It's a hustle, man. So now
But that's the future. I think the future is that's really gonna be like that. Like your avatars are gonna be like people that have jobs, and you can control them, and you can get points, and you can convert that to real money.
Yo. So now if you get like a 9-to-5 job in your virtual world, you'll be sitting there in the office there, but in the office here at home. Yeah. So you are sitting in two different offices. You have a desk in your world, and then you have a desk in the. Obviously, I don't think.
And you're sitting in your desk,
in your home, but also in your
yay. Yeah. I don't know, but those twins seem kind of creepy and crazy. So I don't know if it will really be like that. But they'd love it to be like that, because they'll be the people that put the infrastructure there to make it like that.
Yeah,
and it
man.
looks like it's coming, man, because the things that you can do in the digital world and with digital currencies. You can have a digital life.
You can. It's scary though, man. It's scary because now, I don't know if I want that life. I don't know if I'll be able to do something like that where I leave my
but
actual.
FOMO will make you have it, bro, because you already have a Facebook account. You've got an Instagram.
Look, I will do it. I will do it for
account.
for kicks, and maybe I'll make better decisions in my virtual life than I do in my real life. And
I'll start taking life seriously. People start making money.
I'll be like a virtual billionaire. But also, like, it shouldn't be easy to be a virtual billionaire, just like it's not easy to be a billionaire in real life.
I reckon it won't be, but for the first people that become virtual billionaires, maybe it'll seem easy to us, and then we're going to start joining it because we want to be virtual billionaires.
It's the same thing with, like, this whole fucking
Bitcoin
Bitcoin
viral,
thing,
right? Going viral, somebody, if you ask Soulja Boy, he'd be like, no, it was easy, I just made a song. But you can't just make a song
and then go viral, and it's by chance. Yeah. That whole shit's that's very interesting, man. So that's interesting, like the life that we live in.
The way things are becoming, and it's moving very quickly, bro. Moving very, very quickly.
And then you can meet somebody in there, and you can dump them in the original world, and they can dump you in the virtual world. Wait. Now what happens? What happens now when you meet someone?
Or what will happen?
Or what will happen, right? When you meet somebody in the digital world, there, whatever life that they live, but then you find out that the person that's controlling that avatar in the virtual world is like here in Cape Town. You can actually meet them in real life.
Yeah.
Would you want to do that?
The catfishing
The
would be
catfishing
real.
would be
It
real.
would be really, really real at that
Because
time.
now you get to go on a date with this person in this virtual world, have a conversation with them, develop. Because you can develop actual. I'm guessing if people can fall in love with people on fucking Instagram and Facebook,
The reason why
this
it's so
is exactly
real
what's
is
gonna
because
happen.
it's actually happening.
You know what I mean?
It's just that world will be more developed
Yeah.
in the future. But it's actually happening already.
Jeez, bruv.
That'll be like another level catfishing where you guys maybe are attracted to each other in that world, but you like, actually, let's just keep it virtual.
No, we'll keep it. I don't like you in real life.
Yeah,
like,
in
I
real
actually
life,
don't.
You smell bad. I like your smell in the virtual world. That's where it's headed, man.
Yeah. So, how would you fuck? You can imagine you are.
I was watching. There was this thing on Netflix.
Oh, but also there's sorry to like, but it's like VR world where you can put stuff on.
Yeah.
And people
So this
probably
thing on
do this
Netflix
thing.
that I watched, it was these two friends, and I think they were Korean or they were white or something. Oh no, they were black actually, and they would play a video game, kind of like a Street Fighter. And maybe you'd say you'd be Ryu and I'd be Chun-Li, and then we would go to that world, and we're supposed to be virtual fighters fighting each other, and that's the sell of the game. But they actually get to that world, and then Ryu is actually like, hey, Chun-Li, actually. And then instead of fighting, they have sex. So then they would go to this virtual thing, and this other guy would be like, yeah, baby, I'm just going to play the game online with Obakeng. Meanwhile, you're actually going to go have sex with
with
virtually. And it's creepy like that. And these guys are...
that is a fucking trip.
And they're like friends in real life, but they're having sex on the game.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I need to check that shit out.
But that's what I think. That's like what life is going to be like, and I think it'll happen sooner than like 15 years, bro.
Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in our lifetime. I mean, if things like your Fortnite can be such a big thing, I mean, it's big. Fortnite. I've never played it. I've never even interacted.
I would
nothing
never.
at all.
But the fact that Travis Scott can make such a lot of money performing on there, and other artists are signing up to perform on there too. It's like, what if Fortnite becomes a bigger bag than Coachella? You know what I'm saying?
It can happen.
And it totally will.
It can happen.
So then, which world is really real?
It's easier to build things and build stages on digitally than it is to build stuff on.
And the thing is, I think your avatar is probably easier to manipulate in terms of marketing than the actual person that is you.
Can you pick up a drug habit online? I wonder. So because if they're going to a Travis Scott concert, you need to be, if you're there, you need to be like able to take drugs there, like inside the world.
But that's an actual real value proposition of that time. What if I would have a program where in this world you could live the life of a drug addict, but you don't want to be an actual
drug addict, but then there,
you're a CEO, you've got a wife, you've got children.
Yeah,
but you really like to try
exactly
and like suck a dick for
I don't know
for
sandwich.
Go to that world and you become that. And you can experience it as real,
because there'll be other people that are experiencing that life in
pause
in
from
real.
what I said. Pause. I've been neglecting to say pause or no homo. Just because I was in the
It's 2021. We
stuff.
don't add those things anymore. They're very relevant. So we just
Speak
continue.
for yourself.
Pause. But it's gonna be very interesting, man. It's gonna be very interesting, this life that we're gonna live. In fact, I watched a series not so long ago, which is the concept is very much the same. It's called Upload, where it was on Amazon Prime when I still had that. Where you die. When you die, you go to this. Obviously, you go to whichever heaven you can afford.
Yeah.
But then the people in the real world can still communicate with you. They wear this suit, and then they communicate with you in this heaven. So you're dead, but then you're living in this other world. So it's like a digital world.
Communicating to a person in another world.
Yes, and then you see them, and you see them. They call you, you call them.
So they're not in a bubble in that world.
What do you mean?
They're not like just communicating by themselves. There's no way of them interfering with the other world. There's actually there's information going back and forth.
Yeah, there's information going back and forth. But they do. It's a little bit more complex than that. But then they do, and they in that world they meet other people. You know what I mean? And they get like sort of assistants or whatever, real Earth assistants assigned to them to help them navigate that up there. And it's a very interesting thing. And this dead guy falls in love with a girl in the real world who's still very much alive.
Oh, I see.
And stuff. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
It's very
Dead
interesting.
guy falling in love with a live girl.
With a live girl.
And the dead guy can't come back into this world.
Yeah, so this girl actually has to go there.
Without dying.
Yeah, without dying. So she's there. It's but you see what I'm saying. She can actually go there because her face and her persona in real life looks exactly the same when she becomes the digital guide of this person. So they meet and exist only in that world because the dead guy can't come back.
Yeah.
To real life. You know what I mean? It's a whole thing.
That's what you call a long distance relationship.
Very much long distance.
Long dead distance relationship.
Yeah, no, it's very
dating Prince Phillip. Jesus Christ. But
The Walking Dead Prince.
The Walking Dead.
No, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah, but I don't know, man. How are your energy levels? I think we can end this one here.
Yeah, I said I just wanna go spend a little bit of time with my baby.
Yeah, man. I think we can end this one here. It is a new one, obviously. Season 1, season 2 of episode 1 of season 2. We're gonna be coming back, obviously. And create more content for y'all. Get whatever it is be more prepped. Call it whatever, you know. Grow the show, and to y'all that are here watching, just like the cut is cut out right now. You know, it's great to still have you guys around.
Yeah, thank you kindly. You know, we took a little break from recording because we gotta take a break sometime. But we're back at full force, season 2. Enjoying the content. I hope you are.
Yeah.
And we're going to see very interesting things coming up. So the content's going to be great. We're going to see if people step aside or they sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see, how cryptocurrencies and NFTs influence how we interact.
These digital Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
These new ones. Yeah. They just basically
Tamagotchi
new
sounds like the name of
Tamagotchis.
a knife, though.
Yeah. Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
How so, bro?
Like
Tamagotchi.
Like Okapi or Tamagotchi kind of thing. Not so much for me.
No.
It's a virtual kitten.
It's a kitten. The Tamagotchi is like, yeah.
All right. And we're gonna see what else is interesting that's coming up on the horizon in
we
life.
will find out
more deaths. People will die, and then we will say on the show, one body died, but I'm so sad.
We will definitely talk about more deaths. We've talked about so many people dying. If you think about it,
you love to talk about people dying.
Yeah, man. Now get that rain, but they must stop dying.
This guy will call me. Died. Content for days, mama. Hey, why is it I'm joking. He doesn't do that.
I'm like Lisedi FM back in the 90s.
Yeah. What does Dipapadi mean?
Dipapadi is sports.
Okay.
Yeah,
random question, but my
Dipapadi
dictionary. Gotta take it while you.
But yeah, man, let's end this one. It's been cool. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Say nice things, say mean things. We really don't care what you say. Just say something, mother. Say something. Remember, we're gonna be on. I don't know what's happening. Why our stuff never got uploaded to Apple Podcasts, but one day it will. But solidly on Spotify, it's still there. To y'all that has played, thank you for some of the plays that we've gotten on those platforms. So yeah, you can catch us there as well. Give us a rating, share with your peeps. Obviously, all of those links will be in the comments below. Blah 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 blah. Yakety schmackety schmackety. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your side chicks, tell your main chicks, tell your main man, whatever. Yeah. In fact, tell them it's whack as fuck and they should never come and watch it so that they can come and verify for themselves and we can get that view. But otherwise, man, I had fun. It's been good. You had fun?
Yeah, man, it was good.
Great stuff. Catch you on the next one. This is the Easyjust Podcast with myself, Obakeng Moroe.
And Kwandan Jojo. Peace in the Middle East.
Sutinduku. We out of here, baby.